All right, so this is round one of a daily event with Monoblack Devotion. Let's make some pack rats. This is a great hand. I lead Thoughtseize on the play into pack rat with a Mutavault back. I, of course, will not play the Mutavault on turn 2. I'm going to play a Swamp. There's really no situation where I'm going to attack with Mutavault on turn 3. And if he gets rid of pack rat, I want to have Night Veil possibility for turn 3. So it's important to play Swamps on turn 2. All right, a mirror match. That's awesome. He's likely to duress, which is incredible. I'm actually going to take Devour Flesh and just go for it. I would normally take Underworld and get into a grind. I'm just going to take the Devour Flesh and just get there with pack rat. Of course, he could draw Bile Blight to punish me, or even another removal spell to kill the pack rat initially. But this is awesome. So I even draw Underworld to make it unlikely for him to ever win. I'll make my rat at end of turn. Could have also played Underworld and went for a different game plan. I'm going to pitch the demon here. And if I draw a land, I can actually play around Bile Blight forever now. Oh, I suppose he could block, make me activate, and then hit a Blight. Okay. So here, if he has Bile Blight, I can activate Mutavault, and now he really cannot win. So I get that one. Boarding in the mirror is pretty standard. Bring in the Ereboses and all the Duresses. There is likelihood of drawing a dead Duress, but it's pretty important early on. And then I cut Demons and some Downfalls. Demons and Downfalls historically have always been the cuts. It's changed now because of the Life Banes in the main and the Bile Blights. So there's less cards coming out. So here's what the deck looks like with no demons, no downfalls, and no life banes. So what I've been doing is keeping in some number of downfalls or demons. And the logic goes that demon gets removed by cheaper removal, so it's net tempo loss. With Dark Betrayal gone, it's for most decks, that threat's a little bit less now. I usually err towards keeping downfalls because I'd rather be the one getting tempo, killing demons, rather than the one getting tempoed. So I'm going to go with 2 downfall and then 1 demon. Because there are times where demon will win the game by itself like it does against anybody. And when people have Bile Blights, demon looks a lot better. So I'm going to go with this. And of course, cutting some demons, you could think of cutting demon for Erebos. Effectively. So you still have those 4 drops. I'm going to keep this. It's really not great to mulligan in the mirror. If you get a playable hand, you kind of just run with it. And this looks fine. It's extremely weak to Underworld connections, but there's not much I can do about that. Other than mulling for disruption. But that's probably going to put me even farther behind. Excuse me, I'm eating a mint. Got to keep my breath fresh for the microphone. Chugged it down with some water. Pass it back. He casts Thoughtseize on Night Veil, so he's going to try to play around those Bile Blights. I unfortunately draw Grey Merchant, which is rather weak here. Pack rat, all right. And he misses his drop. I guess I just blight that in case I draw a 3-drop. He's never going to make a token. And there's no point in playing chicken with him. All right. See, and also there's that possibility of me drawing my rat of my own, which if I didn't Bile Blight his pack rat, I could not have played. So this looks good. And seeing how he discarded my Night Veil and not my Bile Blight, I think it's likely he doesn't have removal. So I'm going to be comfortable making a rat. I'll do it at the end of next turn. Of course. I don't want to let him use it on my turn and then use his mana on his next turn. This matchup comes down to using mana and tempo. So I'm going to discard the Blight, it looks like. And then if he blights me out, I can go for my Grey Merchant plan. And if I draw a Swamp, I think I'll go Swamp Grey Merchant. This is a little different. I guess I'll play the Temple, though, to set up the Grey Merchants. And I'm just going to attack for... You know what? I'm just going to move all in here. He has Blight. I'll play the Grey Merchant. So I effectively traded my Grey Merchant for 2 damage. He would have been at 13 and a turn rat. I suppose I could have beaten Grey Merchant or killed him without making the rat anyway. So I think that was probably just a mistake. I got to take Demon here, and then I'm going to lose from here. Could have played the second Grey Merchant, which would have been all right. But not game winning. And more lands. And I'll play it out, but the Erebos and the Demon are going to get me. All right, Erebos of my own, but that doesn't do anything. I'll pack it in. Looks like he's keeping in lots of demons. I'm going to cut my demon for another downfall and go with this. I'm going to cut a Blight on the play and cut a Grey Merchant to play around Erebos a bit. And I'm going to go with 2 demons, actually. I think this is well-rounded. I could even cut a Duress. I'll choose to play first. And I look at a mediocre hand, but it has some good tools, and I'm going to try it out. I can Duress his discard, land at Underworld, and hopefully win from there. I also do have Mutavault to possibly get in some damage. Okay, I'll take his Thoughtseize, leaving him with Blight, Rat, Underworld. It looks foolish for me to have cut that third Blight now. But I can contain Pack Rat with removal spells. And he doesn't play the Rat in fear of removal. He's going to save it for turn 5, and that plays right into my Underworld connections. He'll play connections of his own. I'm going to draw, and I think I'm going to get in for 2. I could play Pack Rat, but he can kind of ignore it. And Underworld on Underworld, getting in for damage with Mutavault can add up quite quickly. We know he has Devour. Do we know that? No. No, we don't know that. He has a Blight. So I could just run out Demon here, and I think that's what I'll do. I could also do nothing, in case he has Downfall or Devour. Could play Pack Rat. Could attack. Yeah, I attack, he blights, I play Rat. I don't really want to be set behind in mana, though, at all. I'm going to play Rat, let him blight it, and then keep up Devour for his turn. That way I cannot possibly fall behind. He blights. He runs out Demon. And I'm not going to Devour it. I'm going to do it in response to his Underworld to ensure that I get rid of it, because it's pretty strong right now. I'm going to Thoughtseize him. Draw a card. Actually, there's no incentive to draw a card yet. I'm going to really represent the Pack Rat. He doesn't draw a card. He's crazy. Okay, I'll take the Demon hit. It's not a big deal. And now I can Devour him. Draw a card. Play Demon. Devour Grey Merchant. I Devour Merchant just to ensure he can't kill me with another Merchant. Could have actually waited on that, though. I'll attack with Rat. I'm going to diversify fully. And hopefully he doesn't have a Gray Merchant for the win. I'll draw a card. All right, first I'll go to combat. See what he does. I'm going to attack with Night Veil. Let's see. He can make a rat, so he can attack me with Rat, Mutavault. I need to leave up Mutavault, Rat. If I attack with Rat, he'll have to trade. I think I just send the demons. And then I'll play Erebos and leave Mutavault up to block. I could have also just passed and made rats. The reason I attack with demons is he could have tapped them anyway, so there was no reason to hold them as blockers. And I could attack with Night Veil to try to get lucky, but I think that's greedy. And now I just need to fade Gray Merchant. He makes a rat, Bile Blights my Night Veil. And if he ends up passing, if he plays Erebos, or if I don't die and he passes, I'm going to draw a card with Erebos. At this point, I could actually take a Mutavault hit. And that's good, but as of next turn, that's not going to be relevant, I don't think. So I'm going to be comfortable going to 1 life. Since I'll be getting the card on my turn, and there's a lot of cards that can win me the game, I want to maximize my chances and use all my resources to try to end the game and not give him an extra turn, if at all possible. He's deep in thought. I'm clearly not dead, so that's good. Also, with Erebos in play, it turns off the option of him devouring and fleshing himself and gaining life, which is relevant, and I think that's a plus to playing Erebos rather than making 2 rats. I'm going to chump with Mutavault. Keep a rat back. And now his hand's face up. And I have four lethal attackers against his 2 blockers. Potentially 2 blockers and 1 removal spell. I would have needed to leave up Underworld to make a second rat, but because I drew a rat, I can afford to pay 1 life and use a mana, because I still have a 3/3 rat to guarantee he's dead. Even if he makes a Mutavault, blocks, and then taps Mutavault to cast a removal spell. Next, I think the only relevant removal spell would be Devour Flesh. So Pack Rat, this Pack Rat token plays around that. He would need Dark Betrayal. So I'm going to get in there. He gets his chumpers ready. I'll make a rat. He does have Dark Betrayal, so he earns himself another turn. Oh, so Ultimate Price was solid. I said the only relevant removal spell was Dark Betrayal, but that wasn't true. Ultimate Price was good, and I got there. So thanks for watching, and check back for round 2.